Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this video, we are going to check out QNT's price chart. And now we are seeing some very interesting signs suggesting maybe we are actually much more bullish than I initially thought. Because if you remember in the previous video, we were right around, I believe, these areas. And the idea was that maybe a correction has started from this point and it's going to be possibly in form of like a WXY, a flat and a zigzag, and this leg can be kind of deep, or maybe we're gonna have an ABC expanded flat. Nonetheless, I said this correction can take some time. Now, this is the key, pay attention. The price, in my opinion, is now far enough away from this high for me to say this isn't actually a correction structure, and odds are something else is happening. Now, which subwaves should I change at the moment? I honestly believe that I shouldn't change anything. In my opinion, this is still a 5-wave up, correction down, another 5 up, correction down in here, right around this area, and then another 5 up. This is ABC down, and now we are getting another impulse on the upside, and we are going to go on some lower time frames in a bit and check out the subwaves in here. The point is we are having, oddly enough, 4 sets of 5 waves on the upside. Now, why is this so important? Let's go around here. Okay. You see, if you want to argue, we're going to have our final low around this region. Let's say this is like a very important support. Then, okay, you need to be able to find off of the lowest low a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. This specific example is a normal 5 wave. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4 and in any kind of 5 wave. Wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. And for our sub waves, you know this story. 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. Let's change the colors to orange. Another 5 into wave 3. And this can be our final 5 wave into wave 5. Now, as you can see, these are 3 sets of 5 waves in an impulsive structure. And after this is over, we are going to get kind of a deep move on the downside, even if we are bullish and the final low is already in. But in QNT, so far we identified to about the recent price action 4 sets of 5 waves. So what's the story? You see, there's this thing called extension in Elliott's waves, and it suggests between wave 1, 3, and 5, one of these waves are going to usually get very extended, and it's either going to be in most cases wave 3 or maybe wave 5. The points that I'm trying to make is this. You see, I can tell you maybe this is one set of 5 wave, and then this can be like another one, this is another one, and this can be another one. And when you go on some lower time frames, you are able to identify in each of these waves 5 waves on the upside. And so far, how many 5 waves are we having? 4. And this, my friends, might be the story in QNT. Let's go on the live chart. Let's actually go on some lower time frames, maybe 5-minute chart, and count some waves. I want to be very clear. In my own time, I don't usually go on such lower time frames, but you know, this chart is now looking really interesting. And for the sake of educational purposes, I think we should actually do a quick Elliott's wave counting here. So I want to start counting from this point because I'm thinking this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 1, correction for 2, another move into wave 3, and then starting from here, probably to about this point, this is an ABC flat into wave 4, and this is yet another move on the upside into wave 5, which on a higher degree might be into a wave 3, and then probably a WXY in form of a double zigzag into wave 4, another move into wave 5, and even that one on a higher degree, it's going to be into wave 3, correction for 4, another move into wave 5. So as you can see, according to this scenario in the short term, our move up in QNT most likely is going to continue for at least a little bit more. Sure, maybe we are going to do something like this. We're going to get a move down in order to complete the sub waves for an ABC flat, but then we should be looking for another move up. Now, let's just delete the waves in here so you can see the candles a bit better and go back on H1 time frame. Okay, so what are our options at this moment in quant? I'm thinking because this wave is absolutely, when you put the chart on regular scale, bigger than this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We may have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave impulsive structure to about this point, and let's change the colors and also thicken the lines a bit. Okay, and this orange 5-wave up might be into a wave 3, and what are we going to have next? Maybe a correction for 4 and yet another move into wave 5. So I'm trying to tell you in quant now, based on the recent move that we got in the last 48-72 hours, there is a good chance that we might be on our way to complete an extension structure, and this move may not necessarily end right away. Okay, now does this mean around the current areas in quant we should go long? Well, I don't know about you. It depends on your strategy. From my point of view, I'm just not going to touch QNT at the moment. My buying opportunity was all the way down here, and I told you the price is kind of cheap, so I am buying a little bit more. And I'll be honest, I was hoping for some more downward price action in order for us to get to this important area between like $35 to about $50. And at that point, I would have bought a hell of a lot of more QNT tokens. But you know, we are not really usually that lucky on the up, and it seems like on the downside as well. I think in quant now it's just a bit of waiting game, and we need to just watch this structure complete itself, because after a complete 5-wave, what are we going to have? You know the answer, a move on the downside. And this move, I'm really hoping that it's going to be a correction structure and on a higher degree. Well, okay, we may have, let's just take this one, okay, a 1, 2, and what's next? Big move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. And I think you are going to see in this wave 3 something very special in QNT. And here is my final point. If this move is going to continue, what can be a likely target for it? Well, I think we need to get help from classic TA, meaning supports and resistances, and we do have kind of an important area of supply, about let's say 101 to around $110, and this is from weekly and daily time frame at the same time. Now, in case that you see a rather sharp move in QNT in order to go above here, followed by that a pullback and then a continuation of the move up, at that point you need to consider quant going up and reaching to about the next important level, which is around the 115 area. And if we break that one as well, you're looking at about like a $130 QNT, and break that one, next target is all the way up here about like 155 to 160. Personally, I don't believe that just in this leg specifically we're gonna reach to about these areas. Sure, we can absolutely get a break of this thing and reach to about like the 115 level, but then after that I'm hoping that we get a decent pullback, and that actually could be a long opportunity. Again, it's not a buying opportunity for me since the price has risen almost like a 100% starting from the lowest low, but that doesn't mean that we cannot have some long positions in here. It's just the fact that personally I'm not really comfortable when the price is just going up, opening some positions. That usually ends up really badly for me. So in QNT, I think we are now allowed to be a bit more bullish than before, and it seems like this move in the short term at least can continue for another 10-15% in order for us to reach to about this important resistance, and then we will make new updates and see what is going on. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is happening in quant. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.